All right, Knicks fans. 5 players that the New York Knicks should trade for ASAP. But before we get started, I want to suggest that you subscribe to the channel to help Lawrence Tears get to their goal of 5,000 subscribers. That's right. We're trying to get to 5K subscribers, and you can help us do that by clicking on the subscribe button, turning all your notifications on so that you can rock with the party that never stops. All right, let's get to it. 5 NBA players that the Knicks should trade for ASAP. Let's start with the young Portland Trailblazers guard, Anfernee Simons. Anfernee Simons is a good secondary playmaker. I think he accents what Jalen Brunson brings to the table. And when Jalen Brunson needs time off during the game, Anfernee Simons can be that guy to help the offense continue to flow. Think he can play with Quickly, Grimes, and Dante DiVincenzo. I'm sorry. I think he can play with Jalen Brunson, DiVincenzo, and the other Knicks guards. He's definitely a great complement to that group. He also brings a level of athleticism to the backcourt that the Knicks haven't seen in a long time. He's a very good shooter, and he has proven he can be a really good / great complementary player next to a megastar. Why we trade for him is because he is at the verge of entering his prime. You don't know what his upside is. You just know that it's tremendous. The potential is tremendous. What do you give up for an Anfernee Simons? I honestly think Anfernee Simons may be cheaper than what Knicks fans think, but not for the reason they think. I think Anfernee Simons can be had for a couple of young players and a couple of draft picks, simply because Portland drafted Scoot Henderson, a generational talent, and Shaedon Sharpe looks like he's going to be a generational talent also. And once Portland trades Damian Lillard, they'll probably get another guard to go in the backcourt. And while Anfernee Simons is not the odd man out because he's a better guard than most guards in the league, I say Anfernee Simons is better than 80% of the guards in the league. So immediately that means Anfernee Simons at the 2/1 improves our roster. Anfernee Simons also could develop into a superstar here, or at least a star in the way that Julius Randle developed into a star and that Jalen Brunson developed into a star, merely by putting on the New York Knicks uniform. This one right here, the next guy is easy. Mikal Bridges. Now, his price tag will be higher than Anfernee Simons, merely because while he's not a better player in my mind than Anfernee Simons, he does more stuff and gives coaches more flexibility than Anfernee Simons. Mikal Bridges can play 2 and a 3. I saw him guard 4s a few times, but he has elite defensive prowess. He's a lockdown defender. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's a great team fit because he's a traditional 3 that can do the stuff that modern 2s and modern 4s do. And we've seen recently that he can create his own shot for himself and others. Now, what's the asking price of a MIKAL Bridges? The asking price for MIKAL Bridges is going to be steep. Right? First of all, he plays for our rival, Brooklyn. And secondly, and probably most importantly, guys like this are hard to find. Not that they're better than most guys, they're just hard to find. So in a MIKAL Bridges trade, you're definitely looking at giving up 3 young players and potentially 3 draft picks for a MIKAL Bridges. And that's a very steep price. But then when you consider what it is that you're getting, I think no one will have buyer's remorse once you get a MIKAL Bridges that would come to your team and do everything. Solve the small forward issues, solve the wing issues, the defensive wing issues, right? Plus, there is chemistry and connections with a Knicks roster that already has 3 Villanova Wildcats that played during the same era under Jay Wright. Brandon Ingram. This one makes me laugh every time I think about it, because in my mind, no one in the NBA is a better fit for the New York Knicks than Brandon Ingram. When you're talking about personality, you talk about his game, you talk about his skill set. Brandon Ingram was born to be a Knick. He has all-around superstar or all-around star potential. He could become a superstar if featured the right way. He has positional flexibility. He can be your primary playmaker. He can play the 2 off ball next to another playmaker. He's a traditional 3. His scoring, he can score the ball at the 3 with the best of them. Right? He's an on-ball wizard, high upside. And he gives you that tinge of grit that most NBA teams need during a long, long NBA season. You need these type of guys on your roster to help you through the 82 game grind where guys need nights off, and he can be your primary playmaker. He can play the 2. He can play the 3. He gets others involved in the offense. He is a modern day wizard. Teams like the Knicks that have deficiencies need guys like this to fill in gaps that are created because all skill sets are not made the same. So if you have a smaller offensive team like the Knicks do, Brandon Ingram immediately brings size, athleticism, skill set, passing, dribbling, shooting. He brings all of that to a team. So he'll fill in the gaps. And so for that reason, his price will be expensive, but not as expensive as MIKAL Bridges. I could see Brandon Ingram going for a young player, a salary filler, say Evan Fournier, 1 unprotected and 2 protected first-round picks. And while that sounds like a lot, once you see the trade go through, you think, oh, man, we got him for nothing. Joel Embiid. I shouldn't have to say anything about Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is a generational talent, a league MVP level talent. Joel Embiid is the ultimate offensive weapon. He can score in the post. He can score in the mid-range. He can shoot the 3. He can shoot free throws. He can create shots for others. He can be clutch at times when he's healthy. When he's healthy, Joel Embiid is probably the best player in the NBA when he's healthy. When Joel Embiid is healthy with no nagging injuries, Joel Embiid is the ultimate offensive weapon. Do the Knicks need an ultimate offensive weapon? I'll leave that question up to you guys. But if you can imagine Jalen Brunson, Julius Randle, and Joel Embiid, the league will be on notice. Joel Embiid rebounds at a high level, plays terrific defense at times, rebounds, block shots, intimidates in the post. And during the regular season, he's just about as confident as an offensive player as you'll see in the modern NBA. Zion Williamson. Zion has undeniable megastar talent. He has undeniable production. Zion Williamson has the potential to be the best player in the NBA once he returns from injury. No one denies, you cannot deny Zion Williamson's physical gifts. You can't deny his offensive basketball IQ. You can't deny the intimidation he brings to the other team, not just by his size, but the freakish things that he can do while on the basketball court. If paired with a point guard, I believe Zion Williamson could be the best player in the NBA in short order. If paired with a point guard and a two guard, I think Zion Williamson could be the face of the NBA for the next 8 to 10 seasons, maybe longer. I think Zion can take the NBA by storm once he gets on the court and in the right situation. And for my money, New Orleans is not the right situation. The Knicks could trade for Zion. It would be expensive. You'd have to gut your roster for Zion. New Orleans would be probably asking for everyone outside of Jalen Brunson. And if I'm the Knicks, I think I'd oblige them. Everyone is on the table for he and for Joel Embiid. The draft pick conversation, I'm giving the Pelicans what they want. I'm giving the Pelicans what they want. Zion would be the Knick that could be league MVP level, number one in jersey sales, face of the NBA, and eventually NBA champion. For more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Come hang out with us on the live streams during the week so that where we talk NBA basketball. Shout out to the homies IKBM Dre, Corey Lee, Boulevard 73, Soul Finger, and others that help make this channel a dynamo. Subscribe to the channel to help us get towards that goal of 5,000 subscribers. Thank y'all for watching. Peace.